everybody. Welcome to Learning the Scottish Great Highland Bagpipe with me, J.D. Ingram, pipe major of the Charleston Pipe Band. This week we're going to be learning
Lesson 21, The Great Highland Bagpipe, Part 1. Your goal is to be able to strike in a set of Great Highland Bagpipes and make a full drone and chanter sound, as well as identify the parts of the bagpipe. We'll focus on the mechanics of bagpipes and how to set up a set to play for the first time. Your homework is to attempt to play the tunes we've learned so far on your bagpipes from memory. All right, it's time to buy some bagpipes. Now, to get started, of course, you're going to need to figure out where you're going to buy your bagpipes and what kind of bagpipes you're going to buy. Be aware there are a ton of real awful bagpipes out there. If you're looking at major retailers like eBay or Amazon or musicwarehouse.com, I don't even know if that exists, but no ill will towards them if they do. Those kind of places tend not to have very good bagpipes. There is a huge market out there for display bagpipes or toy bagpipes that don't make sound at all, or if they do, they make just a sort of hint at what bagpipes are supposed to sound like. Don't buy those. They're awful. Most of them come from the Middle East in my experience, so if you see that the maker or seller is based in somewhere like Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, former British possessions in that region, just stay away from them. The real good Great Highland bagpipes that are being made today are mostly made in North America and Scotland, not to say that there aren't others out there. Here's a short list of ones that I am aware of that make good bagpipes. You can find in no particular order, well actually alphabetical order, Gibson, R.G. Hardy, Henderson's, McCallum bagpipes, McClellan bagpipes there in North Carolina, close to me. Nail bagpipes, Shepherd bagpipes, and Wallace bagpipes. These are all great bagpipes. Any of them would be awesome for you to be playing. I will note that a couple of them, and also the maker Dunbar, make synthetic or poly bagpipes. Most of those sound kind of rough. I would say only invest in a set of synthetic bagpipes if you're somebody who plans to be playing them in like a swamp or in a war zone. Somebody referred to their set of plastic bagpipes as their riot bagpipes because they took them to situations where they were worried about wooden pipes being broken. That kind of situation is fine for synthetic bagpipes. If you are going to invest in synthetic bagpipes, the best ones I've seen on the market are the ones made by McClellan, because he actually lines them with a sort of wood composite lining that gives them kind of a wood sound with that same added durability on the outside of synthetic plastics. I definitely recommend working with a experienced bagpiper if you are looking to buy bagpipes secondhand. A lot of times bagpipes, if somebody dies or somebody plays for a while and decides to give it up and they're selling their bagpipes secondhand, you can get a better deal on those pipes, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're in good shape. So have somebody who knows what to look for check them out before you drop several hundred or even $1,000 on pipes. My rule of thumb, I would say plan on investing at least $1,000 US, if not up to $2,000, somewhere in that range, for a decent set of pipes. More than about $2,000, and odds are you're just paying for useless bells and whistles like hand engraving on silver instead of stamped or smooth on nickel, which does nothing for the sound, it just looks pretty. But anything under about $1,000, and odds are you're getting something that is damaged, incomplete, or will just sound like trash.
All right, I just want to add one thing about buying good quality Highland bagpipes. There's a YouTube video out there by Matt Willis Bagpiper. I'll try to link to him if you want to follow his YouTube channel. He's got some really good resources. But he did a series, and I'll show you real quick, investigating the usefulness of the cheap Pakistani-made bagpipes. There's a video called...
I think I see it. I think it's here. All right. What do we have here? A box.
Yeah, so that's his video. It is called Unboxing $130 Pakistani Amazon Bagpipes versus my Henderson pipes. He goes through trying to set them up, giving it a real honest try, and he, with all of his experience and resources and know-how, cannot make them make a decent sound. So trust me when I say you will not be able to make a decent sound either. That's just my 2 cents worth. Check that out, and we will talk about what happens when you do get good pipes, and now it's time to blow them up.
All right, so now you've got your bagpipes in hand, and we're going to set them up and play them. Your best bet is always to work with a teacher, an experienced player, one-on-one, and get some help getting them under your arm the first time. You'll want to get them set up correctly. You'll have them sitting on your shoulder correctly, inflating them and starting them for the first time. It's going to be tough, I'm not going to lie to you. And it's interesting to see, the first time somebody picks up a set of bagpipes, they look very out of place, much like, somebody holding a baby for the first time or something like that. Like, you can tell when somebody doesn't know what they're doing. So working with experienced bagpipers, watching and learning and imitating is definitely the best way to go. The first time you blow them up, you will probably be overwhelmed with how much air they take. The first time I blew mine up, I had to stop and lay down for a second and watch the ceiling turn colors because it was a lot of air. But you'll get used to them quickly. So don't give up. Some specific tasks to work on is striking in, making them sound correctly to start out. There are 3 sounds that your drones might make. There is the half tone, which is that mellow sound that they make when you've got them started correctly, but they're not fully blown in. There's the full tone where they go hum when you've got them up to full pressure. And if you strike them in incorrectly, you might hear a double tone, that wee, which is really annoying and you want to avoid. You'll want to practice blowing the drones steadily by listening to them, watching some sort of meter, either a tuning meter or a pressure meter can help you practice steadiness of your drones. And then separately from the drones, at least for a while, try the chanter. So you'll cork your drones off and try blowing up the chanter and playing some music.
All right, so you've got your pipes now, and it's time to figure out what to do with them. I'm gonna reiterate my recommendation that you work with somebody who knows what they're doing. It's just gonna make it so much easier. One thing I like to show is there's a video of who is the real bagpiper. I can show you real quick. It's Harry Connick Jr.
Standing in front of my band are 3 people. 2 of them are audience members.
If you look at these 3 pipers, I can tell you right now that girl is the one who knows how to play the pipes, because she's the only one who's holding them like she's not holding a newborn baby that she has no idea what to do with. The other 2 are holding their blow stock. They just look uncomfortable. It's something that you will gain over time naturally, but it will be faster if you've got somebody there moving your arm for you and just really pointing out, this is how you do it. That being said, let's figure out how to actually blow the things up. So I've got my pipes here. I've got my drones together. I do not have a chanter in. Got a nice cork there to keep it out. Practicing your drones just by themselves is a great way to start. So the 3 sounds we want to listen for are the half tone, that's the half tone, that's the full tone. So there's the half tone and the full tone. You could hear me going back and forth. right? And then that little whine, that's the double tone, that sharp, shrill sound. And I can't always make them do the double tone. It kind of depends on the weather and the settings. I bet you I can get my bass to double tone though if I move it out here. So people who do not strike in correctly will get this whining sound. See how much unpleasant that is compared to the nice mellow half tone and then the full tone I was getting. And basically what you're looking for is, right now there's zero pressure in the bag. When I squeeze, I'm not smacking it, I'm not trying to pop it or anything like that. I'm going elbow and palm together to go from zero pressure to moderate pressure, 25 or so PSI, very quickly. I want a step function, not like you're blowing up a balloon. That's that slow ramp of blowing up a balloon is where you get that double tone from. Right, that's without using my arm at all. If I get my bass drum back in tune. So that's what we're looking for. It's squeeze, and then as soon as you've got it over up to that nice half tone, as soon as you get it to that nice half tone, blow a lot more to get the bag all the way full. That way when you take your hand off to push it up under your armpit, the pressure maintains in that range that it needs to be. And then once it's under your armpit, you bear down a little bit more to get it to jump up to the next pressure level, which gives us that full tone. And that next pressure level, hopefully, would be where your chanter is set as well. So those all work together. If you've got a tuner, watch the tuner and practice blowing steady while just playing your drones. So you don't want the wailing of going up and down when you take a breath. A bad habit people will have for a long time is right, and you could hear me going from full tone to half tone to full tone to half tone, and even within you could hear them moving a little bit because I wasn't using my arm. The trick really is to think more about using your arm than using your breath. Your breath is just there to keep the bag from getting empty, and your arm is there to provide the pressure. So if I think I'm about squeezing all the time, and so my squeezing pressure is up here, and then as I'm blowing in, I just drop a little bit to allow for that air to come in. And then as opposed to going from no squeezing pressure while I'm blowing, now I've stopped blowing, now I need to be squeezing. That big jump in squeezing pressure is where that dip comes in. So think about squeezing all the time. Think about having a steady pressure all the time, and listen for those drone sounds so we can get to a jump quickly to that nice half tone pressure. And then as we need to, go up to the full tone pressure and be steady up there and avoid that double tone whine as much as possible.
All right, we're getting there, guys. Some final thoughts for you this week. Definitely invest in a decent set of pipes. If you've got bagpipes secondhand, or you bought some bagpipes on eBay to try to get through this section early, just beware you're gonna have some troubles. Investing in a decent set of bagpipes up front is going to save you so much money and hassle in the long run. Definitely find you an experienced player. You're welcome to reach out to me or whoever you know that's close by and have them help you set them up and get them going for the first time, and then practice separately blowing your drones, getting them struck in and blowing steady, and blowing your chanter separate from that just playing all of the tunes we've learned so far and making sure that you've got that same muscle memory as it translates to a slightly different posture and finger position on the bigger holes of the full pipe chanter. Take care, guys.